Please join us every week for a new episode of Understanding the Human Condition with Dr. James Flowers. Dr. Flowers and his most admired mentors, respected colleagues, and VIP guests will share valuable insight into underlying health causes, conditions, and issues. These in-depth yet approachable episodes are a great resource for both private individuals and industry professionals. Our esteemed host, Dr. James Flowers, is one of the most recognized and respected names in the field of chronic pain, mental health, and substance use disorders, both nationally and internationally. Dr. Flowers is the founder of J. Flowers Health Institute, located in Houston, Texas. For more information about J. Flowers Health Institute and its concierge services, go to jflowershealth.com or dial 713-783-6655. And be sure to mention this podcast.
Welcome to Understanding the Human Condition with your host, Dr. James Flowers.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You've been out sick for a couple of days.
I
haven't seen you
picked
this
up
week.
something last week from the other Tina that I know. So, and now it's, I guess, but I didn't start it at the office, just for the record. Jeremy, I found out, was the culprit from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I was kind of glad to hear that.
Yeah, you weren't the culprit. Yeah, no. It was not COVID, by the way.
No, just a little stomach virus, and all is well in the world.
Good, you're feeling better.
Yes,
Glad you're back.
Yeah, hope you don't get sick.
Thanks.
We should probably talk about our guests.
Yeah, to have Tina here. Yeah.
Welcome, Tina.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
You bet. Absolutely.
So, for those who don't know her, Tina is like our liaison between the J. Flowers Health Institute and the Houstonian Resort and Spa. So I thought I'd read a little bio about you, and then we'll get into some good conversation. Tina is a familiar and friendly face who has been in the hospitality industry for over 37 years. Her primary focus over the years has been corporate business travel and luxury leisure sales for national and international markets. Tina has called the Houstonian home for 18 years. If you ask Tina what her favorite thing about working in the industry is, it will always be building client relationships all over the world that have turned into deep friendships. Tina's passions include yoga, cheering on UH, and Penn State, and life at home with her husband, John, and children, Dante and Sydney. Welcome.
Very cool.
Thank you for joining us.
What got you into the hospitality industry 37 years ago?
Ever since I was little, I just knew I always wanted to work in this industry. I just was fascinated with hotels, and whenever we would travel, I would always venture out and kind of want to take a tour, and so I just knew.
Absolutely. So have you read the book? What is it, Eloise?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
At the Plaza.
At the Plaza,
To be young and do that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah.
So we have this amazing partnership with the Houstonian. Why don't you tell the audience about the Houstonian so they understand why we have such a great partnership with them?
Well, the Houstonian is very unique in Houston and in the world in that we are a luxury hotel, but we're on 27 acres. So we're more of an inner city resort. Yeah. On that 27 acres, we have the hotel itself as well as private health club, the Houstonian Health Club, and then we have Trellis the Spa, and then we have the Manor House, which is a place for special events. On that 27 acres, it's just magical. Once you drive up, you pass the guardhouse, and you just there's a relief of stress is there. And we are an independent hotel, part of Preferred Hotels and Resorts. But with that independency, we get to kind of do more what we feel is perfect for our special niche here in Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. When you turn left and go just drive into the Houstonian, you just want to take a deep breath and relax. And our patients, we do have an amazing relationship, and many of our folks will stay at the Houstonian while they're undergoing testing in the Texas Medical Center, and while they're here working on a few things from anywhere around the world. And we always just get amazing reviews and raves about the Houstonian. And you guys treat not only our guests, but us as well, really, really well. So it's a treasure. It's a gem in the middle of the city.
It is. Yeah, they refer to it as a refuge, a wonderful refuge at the end of the day.
It is.
And there's really no reason to leave there.
No, we're as I mentioned, the grounds are beautiful, so you can access the health club if you feel like working out, or you can just take a walk. There's a trail that's a mile in diameter, and it's really cool because it's made out of recyclable airplane tires, so it's really good for your joints. And we have amazing restaurants. So we have Tribute, which is specialty is Tex-Mex cuisine, and then we have Arbor Grill, which is our outdoor restaurant located between the pools, and then we have at the club Center Court as well.
Yeah.
So
And it's amazing too. Yeah.
So there's 3 pools.
Three
correct?
outdoor pools
Yes.
that are climate controlled. So if it's super hot in Houston, then the water is nice and cold, and if it's cold outside, then the water is nice and warm.
That's right.
And
Yep.
super family friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the resort pool, which has a big slide, and all the kids like that. And then we have the sports pool, which the swimmers, fanatics, they enjoy that. And then we have the garden pool, which is adults only. So
Yeah. And then you have the Arbor Grill, which is open on the weekends right now.
right.
And I think, is it Memorial Day?
Right.
That it opens throughout the summer.
Exactly. Every day throughout the summer.
I can't wait because the other day I went out there for I was working out in the morning, well, about 11:30, and I was like, I'm going to go grab lunch and I was like, oh, it's closed, so I can't wait till it opens.
I know, because
I love sitting out
it's
there.
more healthier fare and a little bit more casual service, and then we've got the big fire pit, and it's just a nice little atmosphere.
Yeah, the other day this cold front blew in, and I was swimming in the sports pool and finished, and I thought, well, let me go over and grab something, and the fireplace was on, and it was so nice sitting outside by the fireplace, and it was cold, so I loved it. Speaking of food, it's been COVID, and we'll talk about that in the hotel industry as a whole, or hospitality industry, but I eat at the Houstonian multiple times a week because
They love you there.
I feel like home.
You'll be there for lunch tomorrow.
when are we going back to like more full menus? Do you think?
Well, our menu changes regularly.
Yeah.
I think it probably will be. I would think maybe another couple months or so. Just we want to make sure at the hotel that everybody feels comfortable, and we take all precautions to make sure that everything is safe.
Yeah.
And so I think even though some places may be further along, we just want to make sure that the guests are comfortable, and safety is the number one issue. But I'm sure a fuller menu will be coming back soon,
I'm
because
sure,
I know the regulars, they keep watching for it.
Yeah, I know. And I'll even sit at a table. The other Friday night, I was having dinner there, and the table next to me is there all the time, and they're like, when are they going to expand the menu again? I'm like, I don't know, but
everything.
The food on there is incredible anyway, so whatever you order is amazing. But that'll be fantastic. What has it been like for just like every other hospitality person in the world has gone through trauma over the last year?
Yeah, we're very fortunate with the Houstonian. We sort of reinvented some things, and that again is nice about being independent, because we were able to think, okay, what do we need to do to change with how everything is changing? And so automatically we were able to, as far as like even banquet staff, it was kind of like there aren't going to be any more meetings for a while. So how can we keep the banquet staff? It was very important to our executive team to keep them employed. So the management staff kind of created these special fun events.
Nice.
And one was really well received, and it was the movie night.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was a formal movie night in the grand ballroom, and it was a 4-course meal with wine pairings that were themed with the movie.
Right.
And then while you were being served during the movie, the service was synchronized service, which was just as entertaining as the movie was.
Right.
But that was great because it brought the banquet staff, it gave them a purpose for, even though there may not be private events, this is something that's happening. And so that I thought was really good for the morale of the staff as well.
Yeah.
And then we kind of shifted from business as far as overnight guests from the business traveler or group traveler to leisure traveler. And so our weekends, which were normally a little bit slower, are now very busy.
Yeah.
And
They have really picked up.
they have,
Yeah.
and so we're excited about that. And then a wedding on the wedding side, that didn't slow down much.
Right.
The number of guests to a wedding, that changed. But because we have so much space and we
Right.
have so much outdoor space,
Right.
then many of the guests went ahead with their events. They just scaled it down by 50% or whatever
Sure.
the mandate was. And so we just changed, but we didn't miss a beat at the same time.
You did not miss a beat. And, because we're there practically every day, it was amazing just watching the flow and how you guys handled it. And you handled it with grace and what was not probably easy, but seemed like with ease. And it was, and our guests never noticed anything different at all.
No.
They really have just raved. It was either Monday or Tuesday of this week. I was leaving the club, and under the oak tree, there was a very intimate, small group of people with a grill, maybe the smoker, and one table of like 6 chairs. And I was like, I need to host a little barbecue out there.
Oh, yeah, under the
So
tree,
do
yeah.
y'all do that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the tree is a 100-year-old oak tree, and it's all lit up at night. So there are 7 miles of lights
Wow.
on the tree. And I think that the oak tree is one of my favorite amenities because it's so unique. When you drive up at night and you're checking into the hotel, you see this beautiful tree, and it's like, oh my gosh, what a Texas welcome.
Absolutely.
But but we do events under there, and we can do different special, be it a reception or just a small dinner, or even that we've had some proposals under the tree,
Oh, nice.
and
Yeah.
weddings as well.
Sure. The other thing that you guys do really well for your guests is you really go out of your way to meet whatever need it is. And as an example, at the J. Flowers Health Institute, we had a husband and wife fly in from Israel, from Jerusalem, and they're Orthodox Jewish. And they gave me a list of 45 items that we needed to meet prior to coming in. And so some of them were at the hotel. This is what we need. This is what we don't need. And Robin met with you, I believe, and said, these are the things we need for this room. This family is Orthodox Jewish. Can you do this? And without hesitation, you guys pulled it off. And they were here for a little over 2 weeks. And as she was leaving, or they were leaving, I said, is there anything we missed? How was the stay at the hotel? And she said, didn't skip a beat. Everything at the hotel was just as we asked for.
Oh, good.
So that was really good. It was amazing for us because one little thing, right, can just
definitely,
throw the
especially-
whole experience
Yeah.
off. So thank you for always doing that. Speaking of movies, Terms of Endearment. Talk to us
Yes.
about that.
Yeah.
So the Manor House, which is located on property, when the hotel first opened, that house was one of the original homes in that neighborhood. And the Houstonian, you could stay at the hotel or you could stay at the house. Well, when the movie Terms of Endearment was being filmed, Jack Nicholson stayed at the Manor House.
Got it.
And one of the reasons why he stayed at the Manor House is because Shirley MacLaine, who's also in Terms of Endearment, was staying at the hotel. So it gave him some separation
Right.
from filming of the movie. And Shirley MacLaine stayed at the hotel, which is one of my favorite stories, because we have a few rooms where the windows do open. And she had to have one of those rooms because at night when she would go to sleep, her spirit would travel throughout and needed to be able to come back to the room.
Absolutely.
So it had to have a window that was open.
There you
So-
go. I love it.
Interesting.
So,
That is fantastic.
so whenever we tour the guest rooms and you'll see one with the window open, then
Yeah.
we usually tell people, oh, this was Shirley MacLaine's room.
I've
you know.
never seen that. Notice that room, so you'll have to
No.
show it to me sometime. That's fun because I too love a window that opens.
There's only a couple of them. Yeah.
I
Only
did.
a couple.
I just did a staycation. I don't even know if you
Oh,
know
yeah,
that. but
yes.
I checked in on a Friday and stayed Friday, Saturday, Sunday. and took the kids out to the pool and just had an absolute blast for the weekend.
good.
Did you?
Yeah, and everybody just kept coming out and checking on us, and it was a great weekend.
Aw.
But yeah, went out of their way.
That's awesome.
And the kiddos, 13 and 14, went and did a chef pastry tour.
Oh, yes,
And then they
Did
did
they
the
enjoy it?
nature. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they loved it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they got to make cookies and
good.
decorate
And the
cookies.
nature hike too?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
Well, you set it all up, I think.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know if they were going to follow through. And kids, they might be like, oh, I don't
Right.
want to do that. But I'm glad they
Yeah.
did it.
It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
It
Yeah.
was very cool.
And they do picnics there too. If you give them
Right.
24-hour notice, they'll pack a picnic basket and you can take it on the grounds.
On the meadow, right there on the meadow.
as they call it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fun.
so cool. So I know I have a little note here to ask you about. I'm not sure what this is. Robin says, weren't there a few treaties signed at the Manor House?
Yeah.
Yes, so the
Yeah.
Manor House is also home for George H. Bush.
Yep.
So when he was vice president of the United States and head of the CIA, that is where he and Barbara lived.
Wow.
And that again was when you could stay at the house and necessarily stay at the hotel. And then when he became president of the United States, he would stay at the presidential suite at the hotel. And so when he was president, the economic summit was here in Houston. And at that time, then I believe it was the G7 treaty was signed at the Manor House, and that was with Margaret Thatcher. And
I did not know
Yeah.
that. Were you weren't there then?
No.
Yeah.
no, I wasn't there then. But supposedly it was a really historic moment for Houston
Very
and for the
cool.
Manor House.
I remember when it was here, and it was
Oh, right.
historic for all of us in Houston, but especially for the Houstonians.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Let's talk about the culture of the Houstonian place because they are, I office there now, right? And so I interact with them daily, and there's just something special about all of them. There's just a really positive attitude. Everybody loves working there. I mean, really, and they rarely ever leave. So what's
And
the
when you
secret?
say you office there on behalf of J Flowers Health Institute.
I do.
Not,
I do.
Not for the Houstonian.
No,
yeah.
no. I office there for Jay
Okay, you can be
Flowers.
part of it.
Right?
Everybody listening probably knows that we have outgrown our space once again,
Yeah.
and so we're a size 10 foot and a size 7 shoe at Jay Flowers. So, so I office now at the Houstonian, which works out well, so that I can tour the clients and be there for
We're
them.
happy to have you
Just
there.
kind of added
to see you.
value, hopefully. But yeah, but I see you guys walking around, and everybody just loves working there. What's the secret sauce?
Yeah, I think it just the ownership and the management team really believe that there should be. We're all passionately committed to serving others, and it's a quote that even when you walk in to the employee centers, you see it. Back by the loading dock where we walk in, and I feel they really try to make sure that everybody has a balanced life. A lot of hotels, you'll come in and you have to do so many things, and you're always putting out fires and stuff. But at the Houstonian, they hire people who are good at what they do, and that's what you do. So you don't necessarily get caught up in having to do multiple things.
Right.
And I think it pays off because people are happy, and it is very positive. Everybody's very positive, and I think everybody enjoys working there. And even like at the club, the trainers have been there for a very long time, and at the spa, the hairstylists or the masseuse, they've all been there a long time, and those are industries where there's a lot of turnover as well.
Even in the resident locker room, the gentlemen that walk through and help and picking things up and have been there for years and years and years, and I always say hello to them and sit and talk to them for a few minutes, and I always say, how do you like working here? And I've said that in the hotel, and I've said it in the restaurant because they all know me at this point.
Yeah.
And everyone just goes overboard about how amazing the Houstonian is and what the culture is like and how it is to work there and how you guys treated them during this last year, which was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Not one person has ever said anything negative.
Well, I think it's really true. I mean, you feel when you work there, you are working somewhere special, especially in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
And you do feel like people care about you.
Yeah.
And then I think that in turn creates that energy where you want to make sure that, like J Flowers Health, we care about you because you help us, especially during this time period. We were very appreciative that y'all were so busy and helped us.
Yeah. I grew up in rural South Texas and often was out on the ranch and things like that on weekends. And you guys just had a big barbecue, and it was a big outdoor barbecue, and I came to that. But the Houstonian is this retreat in the middle of a city that you would look up and say, where am I?
Yeah.
But yet I also love the Texas feeling about the Houstonian and the barbecues. Talk a little bit about the barbecue and events that you guys do.
Yeah, so that was the first one that we did that you and Robin got to come to, and it was a barbecue cook-off, and we had Levi Good of Good Company be the official judge, and there were professional barbecue teams as well as amateur teams, and I did not realize this, and I'm native Texan, but when you cook barbecue, it's like an all day, all night. You start at night and you smoke and get the meat cooking. And so it was funny because we also had a wedding the day before, and the evening manager was saying that after the wedding, the bride and the groom and I think the parents of the bride, they all went and joined in with the barbecue chefs because they were up cooking, smoking and stuff like that, and enjoyed some cocktails with them and stuff. So I guess that with the barbecue and the manor house, we have a lot of those events outside on the lawn of the manor house, and it gives you this elegant Texas feel.
It
so
does.
you feel at home, but yet it reminds you of good memories, maybe that you experienced, But then it's a little bit more luxurious and pampered, I guess.
Glamping.
But, yes, and one of the first ones they did was during the Super Bowl. We had so many VIP guests staying with us, and so our general manager had this great idea to do tailgating in the parking area of the manor house. And so they brought out an old Ford pickup truck, and they did barbecuing from the back of the truck and all this stuff. So it's very authentic Texas.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And your next event, you've got a big outdoor hunting something or other.
Right. Now that will be in the ballroom, and it will be for all hunting enthusiasts. It's like a dream come true. So they're having select vendors that cater to these special outdoor hunting events, fishing, and I guess skeet shooting and stuff. And even I think there's an artist that does the hunting paintings, and so they'll be there, and so the guests get an opportunity to mingle with them, and then the chef has prepared this amazing menu for that event.
Is that sold out yet?
No, not yet. So
we need to talk about that.
We do. How was it? We missed the crawfish boil, though. How was the crawfish boil?
That was Sunday, a couple days ago, and that did very well. They had over, I think, 120 people, and I don't know how many pounds of crawfish they went through, but they said it was really good. Perfect weather. They had great weather for that. And then on May 5th will be Cinco de Mayo, and they're doing a event there outside on the manor house as well.
Nice.
Very, very cool.
So the spa, I got to use my J Flowers gift certificate from Christmas a couple weeks ago, and it was, oh my gosh, that place is just a little slice of heaven.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, I walked in there, it was all white, and there was water dripping, and I swear there were angels singing. It was crazy, but it was really, really pretty. Tell us about the spa.
So Trellis, we just finished a renovation to Trellis February, and it is now the largest spa in Texas.
Wow.
And it's located on our 27 acres, but it is the best spa, definitely one of the best spas in the country. And one of the unique features about Trellis is you can come in and have one treatment, be it a massage or a facial or whatever, and you can be there all day. There's water treatments that are there for you to utilize, take advantage of. The saunas, there's a flotation pool. So they recommend you come early for your treatment. So you can take advantage of these water features, and then you're completely relaxed. So then when you go into your treatment, then it's much easier for them to work, do the work they need to do. And then after your treatment, you can order lunch or whatever you want.
Nice.
Then you can go into the my favorite place, the Tranquility Room.
Yeah.
And it's super cold, and it has overstuffed lounge chairs and or chases, and then there's blankets for you, a fireplace, and you can just take a nap there. And for people who normally go to a spa, it's definitely one of the better spas.
Absolutely.
And then for people who've not gone to a spa, if it's their first time, they may be a little nervous at the beginning what to expect, but then they don't want to leave.
Right.
They easily adapt. And
I was in Mexico City for Easter weekend, and we were having Easter brunch at the Four Seasons, and the table next to us turned around and said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Houston." And we were with a group of people, and they were a huge family, or large table, and said Houston. And the woman, the grand dame of the table said, "When is the Trellis Spa reopening?" Having no idea that I knew or not what the Houstonian was or spa. And I said, "It just opened." And she said, "We're coming to Houston." And you guys have a large contingent of guests that come that are typically Mexican nationals, right?
Right.
That come up and visit the Houstonian for the weekend.
right,
And probably
shopping and they do go to Trellis.
Yeah.
And then and we also have Celaya, which is our second spa in River Oaks. And so when Trellis had to close down for the renovation, we were like, well, they have too many people that come regularly. Like, they are not going to understand this. So we purchased a space to create a second spa. And so now you have a choice of either one.
Yeah, I love that. So how are you guys handling the reservations for the Cabanas at the spa? Because I imagine that's like the biggest fight in town.
Yeah.
I don't know. I stay out of that.
Right. Stay in your lane, right?
But they are very popular. But you can. A nice thing is if you stay at the hotel, you get a discount rate if you just want to do a day spa. So you can do a day pass, and normally, and that's open to anybody. It's $125 a day. But if you're a guest at the hotel, there's a discounted rate of $100. So
great.
Good to know.
You can reserve your cabana and.
Yeah. So when you, Lord. So when you reserve a space out at the cabana, it's not necessarily that you're doing services out there. You're just going out to the cabana
to the pools, the different pools that are out there.
Amazing. That's great.
And the club, let's talk about the club, because you're a member. You and Michael are members. You've been lifelong members.
No, we've only been members for 2 years, but nonetheless,
I thought you were a long-time
members.
members. You're going to act like you've been going there for 20 years.
All my life.
But talk about the club, because that's a pretty special place, too. I mean, there's so many activities there. And
the club is rated as one of the top health clubs in the country, and it is really, really unique. 175,000 square foot building.
Yeah. It is just huge.
Yeah. It is big, and
I
there's
get lost in there.
I believe there's something like over 26 classes available a day, and the staff there is the best. The trainers are many of them train professional athletes, and they've been there for a very long time, and they have quite a following. But all of the Pilates studio, they have the top equipment available. The yoga studio, it's the best teachers in the city teach there. And then the upstairs, where all the workout machines are, and the track upstairs, the individual machines have their own TV, so you don't have to watch whatever's on. You have control of your own remote. So it's very very easy to work out there.
And it's undergoing a multi-million-dollar renovation right now, which is amazing. Yeah, and is looking fantastic. Always does, and they did an amazing job throughout the last year, and the difficulty of going to a gym and being in public. And I am so proud that the Houstonian stood behind the mask whether you call it a mandate or whatever, but wearing masks. And now when you drive into the Houstonian, there's a huge sign that says mask up, everyone, which I love. And it's in several different locations, which is amazing because, you know, we have a lot of guests from California that fly in who stay at the Houstonian, and Californians are just freaked out that Texas is as open as they are.
Yeah.
But every single guest has said, but that hotel is amazing. Like they're like, wear your mask.
Yeah. And you also just won an award for being one of the cleanest. Talk about that award. It was some sort of certification
it's
that you
a certification, Forbes certification, and you have to explain to them all of the things that you're doing that are in place to help keep everything safe, sanitized, and so we have so many things in place.
Yeah.
Be it at the very beginning, the temperature controlled, hand sanitizations throughout, and so Forbes did give us that certification that we are
That's great.
clean.
That's huge.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm a former or retired marathon runner, and I've run 28 marathons in my life.
Oh my
and my
gosh.
left knee says, don't go to Memorial Park and run anymore. Go to the walking trail up the Houstonian. And so I do walk that trail a lot. But talk about that trail and how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
So the trail is one of my favorites too. It is right under a mile in diameter, and it goes around all the property. And it's padded very thickly with recyclable airplane tires.
That's so wild.
So it's really good for your joints, and it just blends in though with the nature. So when you're on there, you may see a little rabbit or tons of squirrels or whatever.
You will.
And it brings you close to the bayou, and so you get a little bit of a nature hike as well. But the trail is very good for your joints.
It is. I can feel just the cushion of it as I gently walk. So now my routine is the fitness center, the swim lanes, and walking on the trail. No more running.
Yeah. I'm waiting for bikes. I hope they can get some bikes there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be wonderful.
It is. We really need some.
Because they've got them all over the city. You know, those red
Right,
bikes, and you can rent them.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah,
Rented the bikes
Yep,
and
sure.
ro-
I was going
rode
to say
around the
not at the
city?
Houstonian, but
No, yeah.
It would be. I don't know how difficult that would be at the Houstonian because of just the space and
Maybe.
room. And,
We do have. There's a bike barn at Memorial Park, and so we can always take you there
That's right.
to
Right.
Oh yeah.
get a bike, and you can go around Memorial Park, come back to the hotel if you wanted to, and go back. So,
Which brings us to there's a complimentary car service, right?
Yes,
Well, that will take you up to 3 miles if you're staying at the Houstonian, right?
Right, so it'll take you uptown Park, the Galleria. I was going to say to your offices,
Yeah.
but your offices are going to be right by us.
That's
soon.
right. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk
exactly.
about that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we will. Do you want to? We're running out. We just have. Well, gosh, we're right here.
yeah.
Why don't you break the good news that we're so excited about?
Oh, that we're moving to the Redstone building?
Yes.
Well, as I said before, we are a size 10 foot and a size 7 shoe right now in our office space. But we're going into the Redstone building, which is on the property of the Houstonian.
Yeah.
And so
Today we got to pick out finishes,
we're
and
so
I was just
excited.
showing you the
I
colors
know,
that
we're
we
so
chose.
excited. We
and-
can't wait to
Yeah.
have y'all on our 27 acres.
Can you imagine? It's going to be, you'll get tired of this
No,
ugly
no,
face.
never.
It'll be so great for our clients
Yeah.
and all of it. We just
everything will kind of be encompassed on one campus, which is amazing. So
fingers crossed.
yeah,
July?
July-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, July-ish. We'll leave it at that. Let's hope that's, it all depends. Now it's the city, right? The city with contractor, with permitting and things like
permits.
that. Yeah. You never know how long that's going to take, but we're hoping around July, August or something like that. But it's a beautiful building.
It
And the
is.
Houstonian is really one of my favorite retreats in the city, and love coming there. And I love that our guests get to stay with you guys and have that opportunity, and that we have the opportunity to partnership with you guys in the way that we do. So thank you. Is there anything that we left off that you want to?
No, we want to thank y'all as well, though, because y'all give us great support,
Thank you.
and it's great seeing y'all there all the time. We feel like y'all are part of our family, and especially during this last year, we appreciate everything, and
Thank you.
And thank you for having me here today.
You bet. Yeah, I'm so glad that you were here, Robin.
Well, and I wanted to also mention the one thing that we didn't talk about is that you're hiring on
Yes.
LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Yes.
like 50 or more jobs out there. For those that are
Wow.
listening that are
Yeah.
looking for a really
Right.
great place to work.
Yeah, so the good thing is travel is back and people are venturing out and they're doing staycations and business travel is slowly coming back too. Meetings are happening. And so I know we have openings for housekeepers, the front desk, concierge. So LinkedIn does have everything that if you're interested.
Yeah. You know, in the last 2 months, I guess, I'm vaccinated, fully vaccinated, so I feel comfortable traveling. And I've been to Los Angeles, I've been to Puerto Vallarta, I've been to Mexico City and a couple of other places. And every single flight that I have been on in the last 2 months is 100% full. So even the middle seats. So I really feel like it's coming back even stronger and stronger. And I'm so excited for you
that's
guys
great
and
news.
for us.
Exactly.
And yeah.
So if anyone wants to reach you or the Houstonian, what's the best way to get a hold of all of you?
Just to go to our website, Houstonian.com.
Okay. Perfect.
That's a
and
great
Dr.
way.
Flowers, what's the best way to reach J. Flowers Health Institute?
Exactly the same way, jflowershealth.com. Or
Awesome.
you can call us at 713-783
6655.
That's it. That's right. I knew I'd mess that one up. But
Thank
J
you.
Flowers Health is the best. Thanks, Robin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tina.
guys. Thank
All
you.
right. Talk to you next week.
Bye.